Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
Jazakallah for taking me. I've been patiently waiting for about, I think, 2 hours or so.
Yeah, thanks for your patience, brother.
Yes, I specifically want to speak to Adnan Rashid Sahib. I am an Ahmadi Muslim. I had listened to his debate recently with, I think he was referring to it as a discussion, but his tone was of a debate. Let's be very honest about it. So there's a few questions that I wanted to ask. I mean, the conversation so far, it was wonderful that how you gave so much time to an atheist there, and he was explaining the concept of ibadah, that it doesn't simply relate to us worshipping Allah 5 daily prayers, but it goes beyond that, right? So a question came to my mind then, that in Surah Hajj al-Almighty says, "Fajtanibu rijsa min al-awthani wajtanibu qawla zur." Yeah, that shun therefore the abomination of idols and shun all words of untruth. And our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has also told us that kafa bil mar'i ithman an yuhadditha bi kulli ma sami'a, that it is enough for a person to be considered a liar if he states whatever he hears. Okay, yes. So I was listening to that discussion of yours with Imam Noonan, and you mentioned something with regards to, because I've been an Ahmadi Muslim all my life. I've studied the works of Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, who we consider the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam.
Okay.
And where you specifically mentioned with regards to a reference, and you said Kanjri ka bacha. Apologies, I'm only quoting what you were saying, right? Because nakle kufr kufrin abashad, as you probably know. Now, I want to ask you, where is this reference from? So that because when I've gone back to that statement, that reference is nowhere to be found in Urdu language, first of all, right? The word that's used there is, what is that word? I want to ask you first, please.
Okay.
You know the word in Arabic language, what the word is used there?
Dhurriyatul Baghaya, right?
Okay, Dhurriyatul Baghaya is the word that is used. And do you know that the Prophet Messiah has used this word for someone else as well, elsewhere?
Okay.
He's called someone Ibn Bagha, and he has translated. You know how he has translated that word as?
Okay.
I'm asking you a question, please.
Yeah, I will. Let's take it step by step. First thing is first. Okay. You said Kanjri ka bacha.
Yes.
What do you understand from it?
Son of an adulterer, as you were saying. Whatever you were saying there.
Is that a correct understanding of the term Kanjri ka bacha?
But that's, sorry, say that again. In English, yes, that's the correct. That would be
in English. Would that be a correct rendition of the term or terminology?
From Arabic or from Urdu to English?
Son of a prostitute.
Oh, we lost Adnan there.
Brother Adnan. I hope we can take him back, because I've been waiting for 2 hours. Because this will really help me as well, learn.
Yeah. I mean, this will help you improve your patience as well. I mean, think about that.
I've been waiting for 2 hours, patiently waiting for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying if this is a lesson for patience as well. So if you're now impatient, then there's a lot more to learn. I mean,
I think it's a connection. It's a connection issue, bro. Have patience.
Yeah.
But so 2 hours, he didn't have no connection issue. I mean, why does it happen now?
I mean, what I'm saying is, as we're waiting for him to join, take this as an example of patience. Example of patience. We need to learn as Muslims to be patient. And if you just
absolutely. Brother Mansoor, can I ask you something as well? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You both of you guys are very learned. Brother Hashim, Brother Mansoor, we see you guys on YouTube debating Christians and all of these things. Okay.
Ahmed, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from London.
Okay. And are you Ahmadi?
Yes, I said very clearly at the beginning, I'm an Ahmadi.
Okay, no, because I was chatting to someone in the back chat. That's why I must have missed it.
Yeah, can I? So my question is, and the old discussion that you have with all of these different people, Christians, all of these things, Allah the Almighty tells us, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Okay, why is it when it comes to Ahmadi Muslims that you have this approach of just reviling their founder, right? Where in the Holy Quran, Allah the Almighty says, "Utullin ba'da dhalika zanim." There's a specific, and that specific word zanim has been used, and the translation done in Urdu is walad haram. Okay, so my question to you is there any permissibility in Islam for the use of harsh words? Do we find harsh words in the Quran?
Which conversation are you referring to with regards to the Qadianis that we have done?
This is the conversation by the what's his name? Adnan Rashid was having recently, and right at the beginning.
Okay, why don't you ask Adnan directly instead of
addressing
that to us?
My phone died, so I just
just before you continue, Ustad Adnan and Ahmed, the way you phrased the question to me personally,
and to me,
why do you, and you just asked your question, that was really inappropriate because it was not of my conversation, but you asking me.
I'll explain why I said you.
One second. Adnan, one moment. Ahmed, just one moment.
You need to let the person finish before you speak.
One moment.
Please,
right.
Bismillah.
So you wanted to ask me a question. I said, yeah, go ahead. And then you asked, why do you? And you continued. When it appears that this has nothing to do with me and my conversation. I was
Okay, sorry, please continue. You finish it now.
So I am not responsible for every single Qadiani when they do bad things. And I'm not going to somehow respond on their behalf to defend them or whatever.
Okay,
so this was totally inappropriate. One second, Ahmed, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Right. So when you come on and you ask a question to someone like myself here, asking to defend or justify the actions of some others, this is inappropriate. I don't speak for them. So if you wanted to, you are interrupting when I'm speaking. You're interrupting again.
No,
you need a lot more. You need a lot more lesson in patience. Clearly, so I'm saying I am not finished. I am not finished. If you keep on interrupting when I'm speaking, I will kick you out. Do you understand?
Don't kick him out. No, don't kick him
out. No. He needs to apologize. The way he's behaving here is not appropriate.
Okay, Ahmed.
We said, Ustad Adnan, with all respect, I was going to give you the chance to speak. When you asked me, you wanted to ask me a question, and then you went and saying, oh, why do you? I do not speak for the brothers or sisters out there who defile your prophet or whatever. So it was inappropriate. This is what you are speaking on, again, interrupting what I'm speaking. So this is one lesson number 2. When someone's speaking between Muslims, try to let them finish the conversation, what the statement is. I'm not going to carry on for 1 hour just to give you a point in this conversation. Have the patience to listen, because you seem to be very argumentative. That's all. You're trying to respond back to someone like you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You are not. In fact, why don't you mute yourself, self-muting? Mute yourself until I say, I'm done. That will be probably best thing to do, because I want this conversation with you and Adnan. So the piece of advice is this. Don't go along to platform like here or elsewhere. Why do you Muslims say X, Y, and Z when they are not speaking on their behalf? If I have made a video against Ahmadis and said X, Y, and Z, you can ask me about it. If Hashim has done something like that, you can ask him about it, rather than going to a platform here and there and generally asking everyone. Does that sound reasonable?
It is reasonable, but there was by you, I didn't mean just you specifically. I meant
you mentioned our names, man, Ahmed. You clearly mentioned our names.
Okay, can I say, Brother Hashim, what I meant was, because I've seen your video with speaking to an Ahmadi brother who's not a scholar or anyone. He just went there, right? And again, you mentioned all of those things which relate to the personality. You don't speak.
No. I never mentioned the personality.
You did.
You should watch the video again.
Okay. Whatever the case is, can we move on to the conversation?
No. Hold on. You made an allegation.
Can I say something?
You should own up to it, man. When you're wrong. At least be man enough.
It's not about me. I'm not here for myself, Yani.
Well, then don't preach what you can't practice.
What? Okay. So the advice for all of us is,
the advice was to preach with wisdom. You don't show wisdom.
That's what I said.
You show arrogance when you're owned. You don't acknowledge it. You should apologize, man. The least you could do is apologize for the allegations you made, which didn't reflect what we were doing in Speaker's Corner.
Not an allegation. If that has come across as an allegation, I sincerely apologize. I have no issue of apologizing for.
Right. Let's not waste any more time of yours.
Can I speak to Brother Adnan, please?
Speak to Adnan, because Adnan is waiting for you.
Adnan, are you still there?
I think Adnan's going to have his dinner. Oh, is there? Okay. Are you on your phone, Adnan? You're muted, Adnan.
Brother Adnan, you're muted.
Sorry, guys.
Please,
my battery was dying, and as soon as my conversation with Brother Ahmed it started, my phone died, and I really wanted to come back very, very quickly because some Ahmadi friends, not Ahmed, some Ahmadi friends have this habit of celebrating. Oh, he ran away. He
That's
disappeared.
He's
not. He ran away from the Ahmadi guy. So I was panicking. So I came back very quickly.
Actually, Ahmad is in London. He should come to Speaker's Corner on Sunday and have a face-to-face.
Brother Nan, before we continue this, can I say something just quickly? Very small thing, very small thing. I want to acknowledge here in front of everyone that out of all of the people that have listened and people who have engaged with Ahmadis, I have found Brother Nan to be the most respectful. I have to say this. I have to acknowledge this. Because, but then there are things which we don't agree with, and we're going to discuss them. No doubt, I think that should be the case. But I have to admit that that you haven't used any foul language, you haven't used anything to mock, but you have been emotional or a bit charged here and there. But that's going to be the case with both of us. So please continue. I think the question I asked was, I think you were responding. You began by saying, "Kanjari ka beta." What is the translation of that in English? I think this is where you cut off. Let's continue from there.
Sure. So very quickly, I will ask. My phone is charging. And I'll ask brother Hashim, can you let me in from my laptop? I'm trying to enter.
Yeah, just oh yeah, somebody's.
I think it's saying a studio is full. So
okay,
if you
keep your finger ready.
Okay. So
all right, come in now.
Yeah, can you see? Yeah, maybe I think I'm coming in. So let me very quickly drop my phone. Yeah, continue as Adnan Rashid. 1 second.
You're in.
I'm in. Okay. So yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna
you need to meet one of your.
Yeah, you can leave one. Okay, that's fine.
Sorry. Okay, so here we are. Sorry if the camera quality is not as good.
It's terrible.
But it is definitely me.
Okay, Adnan, are you sure? Okay, you need to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like 240 or something. Okay.
Yes, please. Let's continue, please. Yes.
Your audio is also not good, Adnan. It's muffled.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay, Brother Ahmad.
It's good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. Yes, good enough.
I asked you a question.
Yes.
Whether you accept that a good rendition of Kanjri ka bacha in the English language would be son of a prostitute, correct?
Yes, it would be. That would be the translation in English if you're translating literally Kanjri ka bacha.
Now you accept that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used the term Dhurriyatul Baghaya in Arabic for his opponents, correct?
Yes, and but the point is,
wait. Let's step by step.
Brother Nan, because
so that we have everything clear before we move on.
Yes. Because Brother Nan, you interjected, Brother Noon, on every point. I have to interject because why this, and I'll tell you why this is important. When you say he has used Zurratul Baghaya for his opponents, you have to. There's a whole context behind it. So when we say Abu Bakr Siddiq,
we'll get to the context.
Listen, can I say something? So let me take a small point, please. I know you're very patient, please. I hope you will agree with me. When Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu said umsus badlalat to Urwa bin Mas'ud not radiallahu anhu, but he was an opponent at that time. There is a whole context behind it. Okay, so you can't just leave the context out of the window and you say, oh, did he not say this? Okay, step up, move up. How can we accept him as a prophet?
Okay,
this is not the right way of argumentation. Do you know in which book he used that
word?
You are
jumping the gun, brother Ahmad, brother in humanity. By the way, I don't consider you to be a Muslim, just like you don't.
Likewise, I mean, if you don't consider me to be a Muslim,
so no problem with that.
With the hadith of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who says, if you consider a Muslim a non-believer, the kufr returns.
Absolutely.
So with that, whatever you consider me, I consider you. Okay, no problem.
Brother, try to understand my spirit in this. I'm not insulting you.
But you didn't have to say this.
Why did you have to say this? You are deserving of no sympathy. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying technically, according to my understanding of Sharia, okay, I don't consider anyone blue, green, yellow.
What are we discussing? What are we discussing right now?
Ahmad, wait, please.
What are we discussing
right now? Don't make this more frustrating than it has to be.
No, because you're very. I know you.
Brother Ahmad, wait. Mansoor was telling you to be silent when someone's speaking. We'll let you speak. You have open platform here. There is no censoring here. No censoring. Okay? We are so confident about our position that we will never censor you. Okay?
Likewise.
So let me speak, please. Let me speak. Okay? When I say you're a non-Muslim to me, that is not an insult. Okay, that means I'm stating a fact. According to my understanding of Sharia, I understand in Sharia that anyone who believes in another prophet, whether that prophet is Ummati prophet or a prophet in a blue gown or a green shirt or a long hat or a short hat, it doesn't make a difference to me. Anyone who believes in another prophet after Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a disbeliever to me. That's it. That's it. And I understand your position is that anyone who doesn't believe in Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani as a prophet is a disbeliever, and I have no problem with that. No problem. That's not an insult against me. Actually, if anything, that's something for me to be proud of. That I don't believe in another person as a prophet after Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because my understanding of Sharia is correct. Now, the issue of abusive language and vulgar language and accusation of unchastity against chaste women. This is the topic we are discussing, okay? Because this is the topic you brought up. So let's go step by step. The first question I asked you.
But I need to respond to what you just said.
I used the term Kanjriyon ka bacha in the discussion. You said Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani didn't say this. He said Durriyatul Baghaya. Correct?
Yes. In what book?
You acknowledge that
do you know in what book? Do you know in what book? I'm just asking. Do you know in what book he said this?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Your voice is very, very dim. But khair, inshallah.
He's saying in which book is this from?
Sorry?
Durriyatul Baghaya, which book is this from?
I'm gonna give the references. Don't worry. First, I'm gonna go step by step. So
no.
Do you acknowledge Brother Ahmad?
Yes, please.
Brother Ahmad, do you acknowledge, when I say brother, I mean brother in humanity, the son of Adam. Okay. Brother Ahmad, do you acknowledge that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used this term Durriyatul Baghaya against his opponents? Do you acknowledge?
Okay, now I need to answer this. It's not a yes or no thing, right? So please give me some time.
First, establish facts.
Yes,
do you acknowledge he used this against his opponents?
For specific opponents, yes.
Yes? Specific or general?
Yes.
He used this term against his opponents.
Yes.
You are saying he did not mean Kanjri ka bacha. He meant something else. Correct?
Yes, correct, yes.
I am going to show you now. Firstly, you have acknowledged already, so you can't track back on this. You can't go back on this. That Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used this term Durriyatul Baghaya. Although he used Waladul Haram in Urdu works in other places, which means the same thing. Waladul Haram, for example, let me read the quote. Let me read the very quote so that you don't.
But brother Adnan, you're not giving me the opportunity. You're giving a sermon here.
You will.
You're giving a sermon, though. It's been 3 minutes. It's been 3-4 minutes. I need to speak as well, because you're building an argument which is on false grounds, and it's going to end up somewhere else.
No, wait, brother.
You are the scholar. You should have more patience than me. Let me answer.
I am not a scholar. I'm not a scholar. I'm only a student. But let me explain something to you. Can I read Ruhani Khazain, volume 9, page 31, which is in Urdu, published by the Ahmadis?
No, you should read Aina Kamalat Islam, where the Prophet used Zurriyatul Baghaya.
We will.
No, because that's the discussion we're having, isn't it? That's the discussion we're having. We can't jump the guns. We can't look, because give me 2 minutes, and then I would be silenced. I've been silent for. Please, give me 2 minutes. Please give me 2 minutes.
Okay. Are you in London? I'm
in London, but my schedule is such that it's.
I will welcome you. I'll buy you coffee. I'll buy you lunch or dinner, and I will treat you with utmost respect, as I did with Ibrahim.
Yes.
Come to the park, bring your books, the original book where you want to explain the context to me.
Yes.
And I will be more than happy to indulge with you. You want to bring your scholar with you? You want to bring an imam with you? You want to bring a murabbi with you? You are most welcome. I will welcome you all with open arms, with sympathy, with compassion. Sorry?
Can I please speak now?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
But you're making it very difficult to have a conversation.
Okay, because the issue is,
you're triggered.
I'm not triggered. Wallahi, I'm not triggered. I'll tell you why.
Okay, then let me
I'll tell you why. Because look, it's been about 3 minutes. I've just been listening. You gotta let me speak.
First of all,
the issue is, I'll tell you what the issue is. One
What was my claim in that conversation?
Can I say one thing?
Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani is
you got to let me speak because people are
calling,
seeing this thing. I know you're used to this. I know you're used to this, that people always listen to you. But let me speak. You got to give me a minute at least to speak. Yeah? Okay, Bismillah. Let me speak. So first of all, there was no need for you to mention the fact that your brother in faith and all of that. That's not needed, okay? And because according to me, it's not for you to decide who's a Muslim and who's not a Muslim. That's another discussion. I don't want to go into this. We're going to speak about Zuriyatul Baghaya, okay? That specific reference that you've used. Now, the first thing that we need to establish is whether in Islam or in the religion that we claim to follow, is there any room of using a harsh language in any circumstance or not? If you say no, I will take you back to chapter 68, verse 14, where Allah the Almighty says, "Utullin ba'da zalika zanim." And that word
what is the point of discussion here? First of all, we need to establish.
Yes, please.
We need to establish the point of discussion. What is the point of discussion here? What is the topic? What is the topic?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the topic is. The topic is that you have blatantly lied about the promised Messiah ﷺ. How? Let me complete. Is by quickly typing on Google Mirza ke kazibat ya Mirza ki galiyan. You've come up with references and you put on your YouTube channel that you've seen these references yourself, their original references and stuff like that.
We're losing you. Ahmad, we're losing you. Your internet is bad.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So my point, I said the point of discussion is this, that in that discussion with Brother Ibrahim, you mentioned plethora of references, which each reference relates to a different issue. So when a Christian comes to you and he mentions 10 different allegations, you tell him, brother, if you're speaking about the age of Aisha radiallahu anha, let me explain that first, and then we move to second, third, and fourth. You can't say
your voice is being lost, Brother Ahmad.
Brother Mansoor, can you hear me?
Actually, I can hear Ahmad quite well. So
I think it's
must be your connection, Adnan.
Okay. Keep
let me complete. So what I'm saying is, when you speak to Ahmadis or anyone, you have to have the same criteria that you have when you speak to people that come to you with allegations about the Holy Prophet ﷺ. So when people come to you and state numerous allegations about Islam, you can't mention, okay, Mirza said this there, and now you put it on Ibrahim Noonan, who's a very, very very humble person.
Brother Ahmad, fair enough. Brother Ahmad, fair enough. What was my allegation against Mirza Sahib?
Your allegation was specific, that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said Kanjri ka bacha to Muslims. That's what you said, and you lied there because the Prophet Muhammad used this for Christians. Because in Kitabul Bariya, let me complete. In Kitabul Bariya, Prophet Messiah gives a list of 30 plus Christians who were using foul languages against the against the Holy Prophet ﷺ and his wives, right? And then the Prophet Muhammad says that we will have peace with the snakes of jungle, with the beasts of jungle, but we will never have peace with these priests because they abuse our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Karam said salam to him, he said, I will not reply his salam back because of the love for the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when you stand there and blatantly, accuse this man, of saying things which he hasn't said about a specific party. So when Allah the Almighty is saying utullin ba'da dhalika zanim about a disbeliever in the Quran, okay, which translates to walad haram, okay, which is of a doubtful birth, is that a point of allegation? Is that a point of allegation upon the Holy Quran?
Can I respond now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Firstly, my allegation against Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani in that conversation was, if you were listening carefully, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used foul language against his opponents. Okay. This is how the point was raised. Okay. I said he used foul language against his opponents. He was not even a gentleman, let alone a prophet of Islam. Do you remember that part?
Yes, I remember, but
okay. Follow me. Okay. Keep following me. So when I mentioned that, Ibrahim basically went hysteric and he started to say, no, this was against those people who were abusing the Prophet. This was against those people who were abusing the Prophet of Allah. So then I countered him with quotes. I read a number of quotes from a number of different books, correct?
You read not from books, but you read from an online source.
Yes,
can you say by Allah that you were using original references?
Ahmad, follow me. That conversation is online. It's on my YouTube channel. Anyone can go and watch that conversation
I've seen it
right
twice.
now and
I've seen it
confirm
twice,
what I'm
fully.
saying. Wait.
Yes.
So I read a number of quotes from a number of sources, and then I gave page numbers and book names. Correct?
You copied and pasted page number and names.
Wait,
Yes,
no. Ahmad. Just establishing facts, basic facts.
Yes.
Correct or incorrect?
You did paste. Yes, you did paste references on your YouTube.
I read a number of quotes to make my point that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used foul, vulgar language against his opponents. So the language he used is not even a gentleman's language, let alone a prophet of Allah.
But that's a false criterion, though, isn't it?
No, wait.
Is it not a false criterion?
We'll get to the criterion. Let me explain where I'm going with this. Correct or not? Correct?
That's what you said. Yes, that's what you said.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I read a number of quotes of which you choose only one to indulge in. Only one. You ignore all others. You ignore. No. I mean, okay.
There's a reason for this. There's a reason for this.
Wait. So
because you mentioned this. I'll tell you, because you know what it is, when someone comes to Speaker's Corner and speaks to you and he lies from the very beginning, you grab him by the neck and you say, look, you're lying.
Let people decide if I lied. Let's have a conversation. You will see where we're going. Do you recognize the quote from Rouhani Khazain?
Yes.
Here I have the actual scan from the very book published by the Ahmadis. I'm reading from the original scan here. Rouhani Khazain. Anyone who wants to see, the name is there. Rouhani Khazain, Jild 9, chapter 9. There. I'm going to read it. Page number 31. Page number 31. Wait. Page number 31. And I'm going to read from the bottom of it. This is one of the quotes I read from. Okay. What is the quote? Okay. और हमारी फतह का कायल नहीं होगा तो साफ समझा जाएगा कि इसको वलदुल हराम बनने का शौक है और हलाल ज़्यादा नहीं. इसको वलदुल हराम बनने का शौक है और हलाल ज़्यादा नहीं. Do you stand by these words of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani?
Can you read the whole page from the beginning to end and the next page?
I can.
Bismillah. But let's go. Can you tell me the reference? I'm going to open it right now.
Rouhani Khazain.
Yes.
Rouhani Khazain, volume 9, page 31, the bottom of the page.
One second. I'm just opening it. You got to give me a second, okay? Okay. By the way, can I ask you what is this about? Do you know the context of it?
This is about my point that he used
volume 9. Yes. Volume 9. You said volume.
You asked me a question.
No. I'm trying to open a book. Sorry, I'm trying to see the reference.
Okay. Sorry, this is about. I'm making a point from it that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani used vulgar language, street language, dirty language to describe his opponents. This is the point I'm making. Correct?
That's what you're saying. I'm opening the reference. Where's the reference? Can you tell me the reference?
So I read from Rouhani Khazain.
Yes.
I've got the very scan in front of me. Here is the reference. You can see Rouhani Khazain.
I'm opening it.
Chapter 9, page 30. Volume 9, page 31. Rouhani Khazain. By the way, those who don't know, Rouhani Khazain is a collection of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani's put together. All his book, a collection of his works. It's an anthology. Basically, it's all his works put together in multiple volumes, and this collection is called Rouhani Khazain. In other words, literally translated as spiritual treasures. This is what it means.
Yes. Okay. Can I read? Which page are you reading?
Page 31.
Can you read? Okay, so can you?
Volume 9. Volume 9. First read the quote. First read the second last line and the last line.
Yes. I'm reading. But this is, you know who this is about? It's about Atom, right? You know the background.
Before you tell us who this is about, I have a problem with this. Even if it's about Shaitan, don't worry about that. Even if it's about Shaitan, I have a problem with this. I'll tell you why. I'll explain to you why. Just read the second last line and the last line, and then we will talk about it, whether it matters who it is about. Let's talk. Okay. Let
me read it out to you. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So where do you want me to read it from?
Second last line and the last line.
Okay. says, the Prophet says, और हमारी फतह का कायल नहीं होगा तो साफ समझा जाएगा कि उसको वलदुल हराम बनने का शौक है और हलाल ज़ादा नहीं. बस हलाल ज़ादा बनने के लिए वाजिब ये था कि अगर वो मुझे झूठा जानता है और ईसाइयों को गालिब और फतह याब करार देता है तो मेरी इस हुज्जत को वाकई तौर पर रफा करे जो मैंने पेश की. बस इस पर खाना पीना हराम है अगर वो इस इश्तिहार को पढ़े और मिस्टर अब्दुल्ला आतम के पास ना जाए और अगर खुदाबंद ताला के खौफ से नहीं तो उस गंदे लकब के खौफ से बहुत जोर लगावे कि तावो कलेमात मस्कूरा का इकरार कर दे और 3,000 रुपए ले ले और ये कार्रवाई कर कर दिखावे. You know what this is, what he's talking about? Do you know the background to this? What is he saying? What is he saying? Can I explain in English?
Wait. Firstly, before we get to what this is about and who it is about, I know exactly who it's about and what it's about. Don't worry about that. I'm asking you. Is this the language? Oh wait, I'm asking you. Is this the language of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani? Is it confirmed?
Yes, it is. Yes,
confirmed. You're not disputing it. You're not disputing it.
I don't know why you're going on about it. It's in his writing.
Brother, I'm doing it for a reason. You're not disputing it. Yes.
No, I'm not disputing it. Yes.
Okay. Now.
Can you complete the quote? Can you complete the quote?
Brother Ahmad, he is calling Mr. X a bastard child, correct?
Waladul haram is not used here in a literal sense, and I will explain why.
Okay, what is walad? What is walad in Arabic? What is the meaning of walad?
Okay.
What is the meaning of walad in Arabic?
No, but it's for the person to decide what understanding he's used that word.
Brother
for.
Ahmad, stop playing games.
If I say,
brother Ahmad,
if I say Zuriyah,
my brother in humanity.
Can I say something? I'm answering you. If I say Zuriyah to Shaitan, okay, in the Arabic language, what does it translate to?
My brother in humanity. Look, I'm calling you with respect and honor.
I'm also.
Okay? Even though I believe you're upon disbelief, you're upon kufr, I'm calling you with respect.
Same, brother, same.
Yes, same. No problem.
Then why do you have to repeat it?
Why do you have to repeat it? We're talking to each other with respect, so please honor my respect. I'm asking
your question.
What is the meaning of walad in Arabic?
What is the meaning of walad in Arabic? The thing is, the sentence is, or the word is waladul haram. It's not just walad.
Okay.
So when we say zuriyah,
you said waladul haram is not used in that sense, bastard child. You just said that. You just said that, and you were about to dispute. So I'm disproving you before you waste our time. What is the meaning of walad in Arabic? What is the meaning of walad?
What is the meaning of zuriyah in Arabic? Answer your question.
Don't hop to another topic. What is the meaning of walad? What is the meaning of walad? Son.
Yes.
Walad means child.
Yes.
Child. Yes.
Yes. Let's continue. I mean, I don't know why.
Child and haram. What is haram?
Illegitimate, or let's say haram is.
Okay. Good. So now, now we're getting there.
So you're saying it's literal?
That means Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani called Mr. X or Miss Y waladul haram, correct?
We haven't finished the paragraph.
Brother Ahmad, first establish facts, basic facts. Did he call Mr. X, whoever?
Brother, we're not in prep or something. We're not in prep, or people that are listening, the educated people. You're teaching like.
But it is important. It is important for me to do this so that you understand and the listeners and viewers understand what I was doing. So understand now.
Can you answer my question?
Is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani calling Mr. X a bastard child?
He hasn't said bastard child.
Waladul haram.
He says waladul haram.
Waladul haram means illegitimate child.
What does zuriyah to shaitan mean? What does zuriyah to shaitan mean?
Waladul haram.
I'm telling you the idiom in which is used, my brother. So when we say zuriyah to shaitan, what does it mean? What does zuriyah mean?
We're not discussing zuriyah to shaitan. We're discussing waladul haram. Stop hopping. We're not hopping. You're not hopping. To the topic. I'm not going to let you do this until we establish this. Waladul haram. Does it mean bastard child or not?
Say that again.
Does it mean a bastard child or not?
In a literal sense, yes.
Does it have any other meaning in the Arabic language?
That's what I'm asking him.
You can easily save us all this time and say, yes, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani called a certain person waladul haram. Yes or no?
I've answered like 10 times. I don't know where we're going with this. He's
So
used
he
waladul
called-
haram.
He
but
called
he's used it-
he called a certain person a bastard child.
No. Because you're
No?
translating as a bastard child. That's your problem.
What is the meaning of waladul haram?
What is the meaning of zurriyatul shaitan? Tell me.
Okay.
If I call you zurriyatul
Are you-
shaitan.
are you doing this-
Ahmed, just one second. Sorry, because both of you are speaking.
Yeah.
It is not fair to compare with another phrase in an idiom. If
Why not?
waladun haram does not mean an illegitimate child, Ahmed, you need to provide from classical Arabic dictionaries or literature that
He's not
waladul
disputing
haram
it.
can mean something other than a bastard child in a praiseworthy, positive way. So why don't you bring that point on the table?
Okay. Yes. So what I'm saying to Adnan Rashid is there is a rule in the Arabic language, and if he's a scholar, he knows that the person who writes something is for him to explain what it means. You can't have another person coming to you and explaining to you what it means. So if the Prophet Muhammad Islam himself explains this in what it means, then he can't come up with another meaning. So let's continue. Let's see what he has written. Okay. Let's stick to this page. Let's stick to this page.
I'm gonna explain what he means. I'm gonna explain what he means. What I understand from this very quote, your prophet is saying that those who do not accept our conquest or our victory, are basically, they want to be, or they have a desire to be waladul haram, illegitimate child or a bastard child. And
that's your translation.
And this person is not a halal zada. Halal zada means a legitimate child. Halal means halal, legitimate. Zada means child. Because the opposite of halal zada is haram zada. In the Urdu language, in the Persian language, is haram zada and halal zada. Haram zada means a bastard child, which means in the Arabic language waladul haram. So in the first part of the sentence, he calls a person who doesn't accept his victory a bastard child, and then he explains what he means by that, by saying such a person is not a halal zada.
Can I respond?
No, wait, you can respond.
Okay. Can you finish, please?
These games, you're making a mockery of your faith.
No, I'm not.
And your people. You're making a mockery just by denying these basic facts.
Can you finish?
Just trying to spin them, just trying to deny them, just to save your skin.
Brother Adnan, it's all emotion. Wallahi, it's all emotion. People are seeing this. Can you just finish and let me respond?
Of course, I'm happy people are seeing this. I'm happy it's live.
Let me respond.
I'm happy it's live.
Let me respond then. Have some patience.
So firstly, before you respond, do you acknowledge that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani called a certain person a bastard child? Yes or no?
Not a certain person, but anyone who denies that.
Do you know what a certain person means? Do you know what a certain person means? A certain person, anybody. Did he call anybody a bastard child?
Not a bastard child, but waladul haram, and I'm going to explain this.
Waladul haram. Brothers and sisters, those of you who are watching right now, because Ahmad is not listening.
You open page number 31.
Those of you who are Ahmadis in particular and Muslims in general, go and check in any dictionary what waladul haram means.
The Prophet Muhammad
means.
Go
and check, and then you see what games Ahmad is playing.
Okay, let's see who's playing the games. The Prophet Messiah says on page 32, the very page that he mentioned, the next page, line number 4. People should open this up. He said, "Fir agar Abdullah Atam मियादे करारदादा से बच जाए तो बेशक तमाम दुनिया में मशहूर कर दे कि ईसाइयों की फतह हुई, वरना हराम ज़ादा की यही निशानी है कि सीधी राह इख्तियार ना करे और जुल्म और नाइंसाफी की राहों से प्यार करता रहे." So he's explaining, listen, he's saying haram zada, he's defining it, is one who does not take the right path, second, who is upon transgression, and who doesn't do insaf, meaning who is not true. So this is a definition given by the Prophet Messiah.
Very good.
I'm not complete. I'm not finished. I'll let you speak, please. Let me finish. Wallahi, I'll stay quiet. Now, the most important point in all of this, and for all of the listeners, is Brother Adnan, what he's defending is, because if you know the context of this, it's about a Christian padri, Abdullah Atam, who called Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ad-Dajjal. He called Rasulullah ad-Dajjal, and you're defending this person? You have no shame. You're defending Abdullah Atam here? Have you got no shame? Did he call Rasulullah ad-Dajjal or not?
Ahmad, before you get into that, Ahmad, first thing is first, we need to acknowledge and establish what we are dealing with. What was my claim?
Your claim was he said
before we get to the reason why he called what he called and who he called, okay, before we get to that, we need to understand what is the issue at hand, what my claim was. My claim was that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani called his opponents bastard children.